Ciao Tifosi, welcome back to the Italian Football Talk with myself, Auber and Graham. And today we're going to be talking about the blockbuster clash of the quarterfinals, Belgium versus Italy, happening this Friday, 8 o'clock BST time in Munich, I believe. So it's out in Germany. So it is the Titan clash of that round. It's a mouth-watering game with a lot of great players in there. So Graham, what's your thoughts? What's your first thought around that Belgium-Italy quarterfinals?
Yeah, well, I mean, without a shadow of a doubt, this is the biggest game in the quarterfinals. Compared to the other three games, this is the one that stands out the most. It's one of those ties games that can really go either way. Belgium's a good team, Italy's a good team. There's no real standout favourite in my opinion. It could go either way, and of course, this is going to be Italy's, I believe, very first game outside of Rome. As you said, it's going to be in Bayern Munich Stadium, so yes, it's effectively an away game for both of these teams. So after Italy, had a tough game against Austria, it's finally time to see how, Italy can perform against one of the so-called big teams.
Yeah, I agree. I guess this is their second game outside of Rome. The first one being against Austria when I was there at Wembley.
Oh, yeah.
Check it out. Previous video, the vlog. It was fantastic. Met some great fans. It was brilliant. This is the big one for me. I think this is, if we manage to overcome this hurdle, I think we've got a positive step towards the next stage of when I say next stage, I'm talking about the final. I mean, for me, if we look at the team, you want to go straight into it. What do you reckon will be the lineup for the first 11 for Italy?
Yeah, well, I mean, formation-wise, absolute no surprise, 4-3-3. I'm going to have Donnarumma as my goalkeeper, as expected. Bonucci,
yeah.
Chiellini, I believe Chiellini will come back. No, you don't think so?
I think he's still, of what I've read today's reports, Mancini's going to wait right to the last second to announce the team sheet, just because I'm hoping he can, but I think it's Acerbi. But anyway.
Well, I hope Chiellini comes back, because Chiellini,
so. Yeah.
Chiellini is the real leader in this team. I mean, there's no Buffon behind him, so all your experience, leadership's coming from Chiellini. And of course, I would have Spinazzola out wide. And since you've got all the news and stats for us, is it still an injury for Florenzi? Is he still out?
Yeah, he's still out. So obviously we had Di Lorenzo coming in.
Still. Yeah, he'll remain. So I think it will be the same back four as we saw against Austria, unless Chiellini returns, which I really, really hope does happen.
Yeah, me too.
So we'll move on to the midfield. Midfield, it's going to be a three-man midfield. You would have Barella, for me anyway, Verratti, Locatelli.
No, I think we're going to have Verratti, Jorginho, and Pessina.
Yeah.
I think we're going to have that. We're going to have Pessina. I think he caused an impact against Austria. When he played against Wales, he played really well. Barella, to me, I'm going to admit to it. I did admit this was going to be his tournament, especially that goal against Czech in the friendly. But he hasn't, I don't think he's really, I don't know, he hasn't shined for me. So I reckon Pessina will have his opportunity as a starter. So we'll see.
Yeah, disagreements all round. So I suppose we'll finish up with the front three. I'm pretty sure we're going to disagree on at least one of these. I'm going to have, and I know you like him, but I'm going to have Chiesa replacing Berardi, because I think Chiesa's just been phenomenal. Oh,
I agree. Chiesa will start.
Because
Chiesa will start.
Chiesa's been phenomenal every time he's played. He was phenomenal. He didn't get on the score sheet, but he was phenomenal against Wales. Impact sub against Austria. Bring him on. Start him, I say.
Yeah, and obviously Mobile up front, of course.
Of course.
And yes, the other one. Who are you going to say the last one up front?
Insigne.
I think he might swap this around. I think he might actually play Berardi.
Yeah,
it's going to be a strange one. Yeah. I don't know why. I've just read a lot of reports today in training, and he's been testing Belotti with Insigne, excuse me, and Bernardeschi, and he's been testing Immobile with Berardi and Chiesa. Chiesa almost hugging the touch line on the right hand side, the sideline, and Berardi on the left, which is I don't know. But Insigne, again, he hasn't had the best tournament. I don't think for his level, for his capability, I don't think he's had some good games, but I just don't think he's lived up to the hype that we would all like for Napoli. So I think Berardi will come in. And remember, I always say this, we do need trump cards. So if it's a stalemate at 0-0, we do need someone to come in. And I think Insigne could be that star. Chiesa has to start. Undoubtedly. So it's a different lineup. Remember, it's knockout games now, right? It's different. And look at England yesterday. They played 7 defensive players. So
yeah, but I mean, you can't really compare England and Italy right now.
I know.
Completely different setups and players to choose from. And of course, I'm gonna quickly snub this one out because this is Italy talk. But you have to take into account for England, they had an inferiority complex going into that game against Germany. So there's zero inferiority complex between Belgium and Italy, especially when you consider the last time these two sides met comparatively, Euro 2016. I believe it was a victory for Italy. I think it was 2-0 or 2-1.
2-1. Yeah, I mean, look, I think the biggest threat from Belgium, of course, would be Lukaku. I mean, he scored 24 goals in 36 games the season just gone by for Inter. He'll be the biggest threat. He will be the go-to. Long balls, you'll see bringing the ball down, and you'll have the kind of midfield coming on either side to try and play off wide on Italy. That's why, like you, I agree. I hope we have Chiellini because Chiellini can contain Lukaku because Lukaku is not pacey. He's fast, but he's not a Messi. So, yeah, the interesting thing about Belgium squad, they too have some concerns around Hazard. He's got still that muscle strain. And Kevin De Bruyne, a real threat for both Man City and Belgium. He's got a bit of a niggling issue in his ankle, not 100%. Martinez pretty much said today's conference that if they make it through the semis, they'll definitely start. I don't know if it's a mind game thing. Look, I'll be honest with you. If we're going to move on to the predictions, if Kevin De Bruyne and Hazard doesn't start, and this is Eden Hazard, not the other Hazard who scored that wonder goal, if they start, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. If they don't, just like Antonio Conte said to Gazzetta dello Sport, if they don't start, Italy will already have the one advantage, 1 foot up. That, not to get ahead of ourselves, but I think those are the threat from the midfield. Dries Mertens has had a mediocre season at Napoli. So there you go. I mean, what do you reckon? Without or with?
You instantly feel a hell of a lot more confident in your abilities as a team to win a game when Kevin De Bruyne isn't on the opposition. Eden Hazard, I mean, he's a talented player, but I mean, he's just nosedived for the past, 2 or 3 seasons, basically since he joined Real Madrid. So I would actually be more wary of his brother at this point, especially after he scored that belter of a goal against Portugal. But I mean, if De Bruyne misses out, I mean, that's a hell of a creative midfielder behind Lukaku that Belgium's going to be missing. I mean, like De Bruyne's the guy that he's going to come forward. He's going to have shots and goals. He's going to string passes together. That's your main fear factor when it comes to Belgium for me. So if De Bruyne doesn't play, it's a massive bonus for the Azzurri.
Just a very quick one with the Belgium. Just got the kind of the latest report from out of Belgium. So Quattar, Alderweireld, Verneman, Vertonghen, absolutely massacring these names, Meunier, Tillemans, Witsel, T. Hazard. They're saying De Bruyne, they're saying Hazard, and they're saying Lukaku. They're saying that, but I think that's just a kind of a mind game thing. What's actually interesting, obviously just happened a couple of days ago, Simon Mignolet has been pulled out completely from the squad, and they've replaced him with an inexperienced Blackburn keeper, Thomas Kaminski. So he's coming to the team. So don't know. I mean, Courtois will take that goalpost between the sticks. So yeah, look, it's going to be a couple of more one games. We've got a few more days before the game starts. Well, let's see what happens. But prediction time, our favorite part of the game.
Prediction time, I am going to go with an Azzurri win, 2-1. No clean sheet. Right.
No, I don't think there will be a clean sheet. No.
Extra time, actually. I'm going to be more specific.
Oh, wow.
2-1 extra time for Italy.
Wow. So what? So it'll be like what? 1-1 at the end of 90 minutes? Or
1-1 at the end of 90 minutes. 2-1 final result.
Yeah, wow. That's a really good one, actually. I'm just curious because, as you say, the knockouts. When Spain played Croatia, and you had those blockbuster 5-3 goals in France, and it was just insane how many goals were scored. Right? I think that one day was like 14 goals.
That was crazy.
That was insane. I just don't think quarterfinals we're going to see so many goals. I think it's a lot more cagey affair. and I think people should. I think people will expect goal fest, but I think it's going to be definitely Belgium will score. Italy will score 1-1 in full time. And I think within the first half of no, just after the second half of extra time when it starts, I think Italy will just sneak it through 2-1. As long as Italy, the thing is with Italy, as long as they don't make silly mistakes at the back, keep tight on Lukaku because that's their go-to, right? Keep tight on him. I think then, and I'm like you said, Graham. I hope Chiellini makes it. Keep him out of the game. I think we can have Belgium. So I hope it's a repeat of 2016 2-1.
Yep.
I believe what's his name? Pele scored in that game.
Or Pella.
And Giaccherini.
That's correct, yeah.
Yeah, both scored. So
Giaccherini scored a hell of a goal. Look it up.
Yeah, so hopefully that will be a repeat. If they win, we continue our journey with this, and hopefully get to the next stage, and we can do more talk and discussion around this. So we look forward to it. Good luck to Italy. Really hope that they're going to do it. 2-1. Both of us are 2-1 wins. Yep. It's going to be nail biting, and it's like I said at the beginning of this. It's the blockbuster round, so it's the blockbuster game. So it's really excited and nervous. But come on, Forza Italia!
And don't forget, hit that subscribe button, people. Ciao for now.